Breaking on 4 News Now at 6, a disposable black glove, possible strands of hair. Tonight we're learning what items detectives took from accused killer Brian Kohberger's apartment in Pullman.
We've got a mix of wet weather on the way that can lead to some slippery driving conditions to work in the morning. I'll let you know when that rain will turn to snow in your first alert forecast.
The city of Lewiston is under a boil warning tonight because of a breached water reservoir. We'll show you what's being done to fix the problem and hear from one homeowner whose yard was flooded. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Breaking news tonight in the University of Idaho murders investigation. From possible strands of hair to a black disposable glove. Today we know what police found at murder suspect Brian Kohberger's apartment. Good evening. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. A newly unsealed search warrant also reveals that investigators took cuttings from a pillow that had what they described in court documents as reddish-brown stains. In that search warrant, police say the home where the 4 University of Idaho students were killed had a lot of blood from spatter or cast off. They also say they had reason to believe that blood spatter transferred to Kohberger's clothing or his shoes. In their request, police say Kohberger could have skin cells or hair from the victims or from their dog that could have transferred to areas of his apartment. And this list is just part of the items that police found in the search warrant. It includes 8 possible hair strands, an animal hair strand, a computer tower, a lab sample collection of a dark red spot, and 2 cuttings from that pillow that had a reddish brown stain.
We still don't know which items were tested and what evidence, if any, investigators have connected to the crime. We also don't know if investigators were able to find evidence from his campus office at WSU. Those pieces of information could be revealed at Kohberger's preliminary hearing, which is on June 26th. To see the entire search warrant and full list of what police seized from Kohberger's apartment, just head to this story on KXLY.com.
Well, we have seen a lot of rain recently. Some of the snow that had been sitting at the end of my driveway has finally melted. So there's something.
I wish mine would do that. Meteorologist Matt Gray in for Chris tonight. And Matt, some areas look like they're getting snow right now.
That's right. We are seeing some snow right now. We saw a little bit of snow after some rainy weather in Omak, and now it appears that the wet weather has moved on from the Okanagan area, and now we're seeing a little bit of fog developing. Meanwhile, we head further to the east. Look at Sherman Pass. You can't see much, but what you can see is quite a bit of snow falling up in the mountains here this evening, and we're going to continue to see that snow and rain still in some of the lower elevations progress to the east. And so up next is Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We've seen some sprinkles as we've gone throughout the day, but nothing major. 38 right now in Spokane, 35 in Coeur d'Alene as we're right here in the middle of the evening commute. The rain is closing in around Spokane. Deer Park's getting some more consistent rain at this hour. Reardon there as well. Slowly but surely, I expect the radar around Spokane to fill in, and we'll see that happen as well around Coeur d'Alene and north into the Spirit Lake and Bayview areas. It is just going to take a little bit longer than what we will see on the Washington side of the state line. But overall, that's what's going to happen here for the next couple of hours. We will start as rain, but as we get into those kind of middle 30s temperatures, so places like Hayden, Rathdrum, which are there already, we're going to be talking about a rain-snow mix that will slowly flip over to light snowfall as we head into the wee hours of the morning. Of course, that could mean some slippery conditions. We'll show you how much snow you could expect where you live and what the rest of the week is looking like in your forecast coming up.
Matt, thank you. We learned the woman who confessed to killing her son last summer near Spangle dismembered the body before dumping it in Whitman County. According to court documents, Christine Catelli led investigators to this area in Whitman County near Rock Lake. And that's where they found a large plastic bag filled with human remains. She's been charged with second-degree murder.
25-year-old Rios Mirabel will spend the next 5 years in prison for starting this fire at St. Charles Parish and School back in March of 2021. He was also ordered to pay nearly $5 million in damages. During his sentencing hearing, we learned that a Spokane police officer heard a boom from inside the church and saw the fire spreading to the roof. According to court documents, Mirabel was seen leaving the church and his fingerprints were found on communion wine, which he stole from the church.
At a school board meeting happening right now, Spokane Public Schools is expected to approve new security cameras underneath I-90 where students and staff park. The district says it's to address safety concerns. According to the meeting minutes, SPS has awarded a contract for a new security system to Camtech Incorporated in the amount of $322,000.
And school safety has become a massive topic across the country with the rising online threats. And that's why Central Valley School District is hosting a school safety night. It will be held tomorrow at Ridgeline High School, starting at 6 o'clock. Parents will be given the opportunity to ask questions about their safety protocols or any other concerns parents may have about their child and their safety at school. For information about the meeting, look for this story on KXLY.com. We have talked extensively about the homeless crisis Spokane is facing. Those representing Washington State in this year's legislative session are also talking about it and working to find solutions.
A Senate bill that was discussed in today's public hearing is looking to put $4 billion towards the issue. Emily Bloom explains what this could look like.
Yeah, this bill would address housing insecurity through the state of Washington. That includes creating permanent housing for the homeless, but also a solution for low-income families who meet an income criteria.
It has a lot of the elements that we need here in Spokane. As a region, we are short on workforce housing. We're actually short on housing at all levels.
This would be similar to the Catholic Charities housing complexes that are already in our community.
Any type of creative financing program to be able to incentivize development of those units and add more capacity and inventory to our system is something that's of interest to us as a community.
This bill would authorize the State Finance Committee to issue up to $4 billion in general obligation bonds.
It's something that we need. It's a model that you're seeing some success in other parts of the country. It's something that we're trying to do here in Spokane as well.
Senator Yasmin Trudeau of Tacoma is sponsoring this bill.
I have family that are across the income spectrum, some that are ready to buy homes, some that are on low-income housing supports, and nobody can find housing to meet their needs.
It would have to go through a vote of the people on the next general election.
Everyone wants to address the unhoused. To do that, we need low-barrier housing with supportive services, and we need low-income housing options.
Some say a solution like this is exactly what we need.
This non-conventional way is the way that we came up with to go big enough and bold enough and soon enough with the resources that we had.
But not everyone is on board.
The $4 billion in the bill is equivalent to almost half the state's total debt limit of $9 billion and exceeds the yearly allowed debt service limit by almost $1 billion a year.
Officials with Habitat for Humanity have already created solutions, but they say they could use state, county, and city partners as well.
These much-needed funds are a physical manifestation of our vision statement. We're working to build a world where everyone has a safe, decent, and affordable place to call home.
Now, even if this does make it through the legislature, it would have to go through a vote of the people on the next general election. Reporting in studio, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.
Emily, thank you. These husky mixes are just some of the weak and hungry dogs found in North Idaho. Why investigators believe they were dumped by the same person and what you can do to help them coming up.
Plus, we'll explain what led to this not so high-speed tractor chase in North Carolina. That's coming up. 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Save your greed! He rocks in the treetop all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing this song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin going tweet, 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 rockin' robin.
Frozen water pipes are a serious risk during cold winter weather. When water freezes in a pipe, it can be a disaster for your home and your wallet. If you're not properly prepared, don't wait until it's too late. At Mainstream, we know exactly what it takes to keep your family safe during the cold season. So call or visit us online today.
Let's wave the flag together. Hello, I'm Mark Peterson with 4 News Now, presenting the Great American Flag Swap. Bring your old tattered flag to Dave Smith in Kellogg, Idaho on January 25th, and in exchange, you'll receive a new American-made flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
Dave Smith Motors has been serving the local community for over 50 years, and we're proud to support the Great American Flag Swap. If you've visited our dealership in the Silver Valley, you know how much we value our country and its national symbol of freedom. Dave Smith Motors, honoring our veterans and all who serve.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Playing Spokane Arena and Beasley Coliseum January 23rd and 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com/EastWA.
PB and J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Next ET, we're with Eddie Murphy for the premiere of his new rom-com.
So funny and edgy and smart.
Plus,
this is getting good.
80s brat packer Anthony Michael Hall joins the Goldbergs. We're with his new TV bae, Wendy McClendon-Covey.
And I co-signed that.
Then,
only we're behind the scenes at the Bachelor Mansion with the Zachelor.
It's an ET exclusive.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
The search warrant for Brian Kohberger's apartment in Pullman shows that investigators are trying to determine if Kohberger had been stalking any of the victims. They're looking at phone records, Wi-Fi logs, metadata associated with photos and social media posts, and specifically photos of the victims. Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, or the 2 roommates who survived that fateful night. Early on in the investigation, we were told detectives were looking into reports that Kaylee Gonsalves had a stalker. And that raises a question. How can someone tell that they are being watched? And what do you do if you do identify a stalker?
Tonight, we shine a light on what stalking is and how to protect yourself. Peter Choi spoke to a stalking survivor and explains what potential stalking victims can do to keep themselves safe. Peter.
Yeah, I'm Anna Nesset is a stalking survivor who tells me what happened to her more than 10 years ago forever changed her life. She's now an owner of the organization Stand Up Resources, advocating for stalking victims, and she says stalking could happen to anyone in any community.
So this is a crime that will continue the course of my life and has also changed my entire life.
Nassan says she was living her dream after purchasing her own art gallery in Port Townsend, Washington, until a man approached her in 2011.
But for me, this man was a stranger, and he began through a series of messaging, following me.
Nassan ended up closing her business and moved to Vermont to hide in the shadows. However, the man found where she lived again.
You realize that was stalking. What went through your head?
I just felt so angry that this was continuing. Here's this person I don't know who's, starting to do what I call a psychological crime based out of a sexual desire. And I was just so angry about it.
After going to trial, the stalker is behind bars for 10 years for the crime of stalking.
Stalking is not always committed by strangers like we see in the movies. Most of the time, it's intimate partners or an acquaintance of somebody, and that's 80% nationwide.
Spokane police say documenting all the evidence is the key.
Record your conversations with these people. If they're calling you, leaving you messages, save those messages, because later down the line, all those are going to become pertinent to a case.
SPD says stalking is serious crime, and there are multiple levels of restraining orders in Washington, such as no contact order and anti-harassment order.
A more critical incident, we'll put these temporary orders will be in place, and then that will suffice until the next court date.
Nasset is now a public speaker who spreads stalking awareness and directs victims to the resources they need.
Slogan for Stalking Awareness Month is know it, name it, stop it. So I just name these things, know that you are right to go seek help and go access services, and know that you are courageous and you deserve to live with freedom.
Like she said, the many resources are available for you on websites like stalkingawareness.org. And you can also find more information on our website, kxly.com. Live in studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
And as we get through the night, we'll see some rain begin to turn to snow and potentially some slippery conditions as you head out the door on Thursday morning. Plus, we have a little drying trend after this. We'll see how long that lasts in your forecast coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It only happens once a year, the 35th annual In the Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 19th through 22nd, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
You want to know why I call South Carolina home? Come on, take a road trip with me. When you look around, you can really get a sense of why I love my home state. From the beaches all the way up to the beautiful mountains, South Carolina's got awesome scenery, cool cities, rich culture, and super friendly people. Of course, the best thing you can do is come down to South Carolina and find your own favorite places. Come see why I love this place.
Everyone loves winter fun, and you can take it even farther in a Honda. Experience the season's joys and conquer its challenges. Meet snow mode, standard on all Honda SUVs and truck. Because no matter how tough winter gets, you can still have fun driving it. Honda, Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com best overall brand for 2022. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey folks, Jay Uner here. Northwest Motorsport is celebrating 14 years of trucks, and more trucks. We also have new inventory every day. Come check out what's new at nwmsrocks.com/anniversary.
It only happens once a year, the 35th annual In the Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 19th through 22nd, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
Well, this is a chase. It's not your average chase. That's a North Carolina State Police group there chasing a man driving away in a John Deere tractor. And of course, he was reaching speeds right around 30 miles an hour. Not a high-speed chase.
A lot of swerving.
Yeah.
A lot of swerving.
I give credit to the police who were involved in this.
Oh, I got a flat tire.
Gotta be really patient. Police say the man stole the tractor and then began driving recklessly on the highway, crashing into several vehicles. Eventually, officers were forced to shoot out the tractor's tires once the man began driving toward a school. The man now faces multiple charges, including assault with a deadly weapon.
I don't even know what to say here. I guess
What do you
tractors are big, and tractors ain't cheap either. So, grand theft. I'll tell you what, live radar satellite, that's the only transition I got, guys. I'm sorry. Other than to sing International Harvester, but then we'll get a copyright strike. All right, so as the rain comes into Spokane tonight, with a little bit of rain also getting into Coeur d'Alene here. This is going to be over the next hour and a half. Gradually, that radar start to fill in around the metro. Already some light sprinkles around the Palouse and some snow in places like Republic. We are likely switching back and forth, or at least getting close to switching over to the snow in places like Colville as those temperatures continue to drop tonight. Now, on the backside of this, places like Wenatchee and eventually Moses Lake will actually start to calm down, but we'll end up with some foggy weather with those temperatures in the low 30s. Right now we're at 38 in Spokane. Coeur d'Alene's at 35, but you can see a lot of places in that middle 30 range, and that's when, even though it doesn't stick necessarily, that's when you start to see things begin to flip over to snow or some sort of wintry precipitation. So around the metro, at least for another hour or so, I expect whatever's going to be falling to be rain. But you get later into the night, you continue to see those temperatures drop. All of a sudden, you're going to see some snowflakes starting to mix in there. And whenever that transition happens, it could go pretty quickly. So if you're up late, keep an eye out for a little bit of snow, taking out the dog or whatever you're getting done. This is about 9 o'clock. We'll be fully into the rain around the metro, and this is going to be kind of the rainiest, the wettest portion of the night. By the time we get to the early hours of the morning, that wet weather already beginning to pull out of the West Plains, pull out of Spokane, pull out of the Pullman and Moscow area. And that's one of the reasons why the snow totals in eastern Washington not as high as what we're expecting in North Idaho, because by this point, of course, it's pretty much going to be all snow. And in fact, up in the mountains, we'll continue to see some lingering snow showers into kind of the middle portion of the morning commute. And even as late as lunchtime around places like Lookout Pass, we could see just a few snow showers here or there. The good news here, not a ton of moisture to work with. And so we're not expecting a huge amount of snow or anything like that. Here's the latest projections here. Anywhere from about a dusting in places like Post Falls up to about 2 inches potentially in places like Spirit Lake, or if you're just right off of the valley floor there around Kootenai County and the Rafton Prairie. You head further to the west, however, and things become, well, a little more of a dusting or just a light layer of slush. However, could get up to an inch around Deer Park and also north end of the Palouse. A chance for about an inch or so. Even if you see some snow accumulations, though, it's not going to stick around very long. It will get slushy very quickly as we get above freezing again tomorrow. Here's a broader look. Light little dusting around Colville as the bulk of the wet weather's happening right now, and so we won't see a whole lot by the time things have cooled off even more. An inch or two around Sandpoint. Same goes for Pullman and Moscow. So just expect a little bit of a slushy start to the day with our lows right around freezing, or, well, even in the upper 20s in places like Omak and Colville. Also look out for some foggy weather as well. So it'll be a little bit of a more wintry commute than we've had in some time. So just keep that in mind. Maybe plan an extra 10 to 15 minutes or so to get where you need to go. We're not going to be all that warm in the afternoon either. High of only about 36. That will be a change from recently as we begin flirting with 40 degrees pretty much every single day for a while. 35 for a high in Coeur d'Alene and Pullman. We'll get close to 40 degrees in places like Moses Lake and Ritzville and in the LC Valley. Now, what do we see for the upcoming weekend? Here's what we're looking at. Pretty nice day. Thursday, once that wet weather is gone. Friday looks pretty good as well. Saturday night, we're going to be watching for a little bit of snow to work its way into the region. And so that'll bring a little dusting Saturday night and into Sunday morning. As for next week, average temperatures looking mostly dry so far.
Thank you, Matt. Well, some frustration for people living in Lewiston today. Half the city being told to boil their water because of a water system failure. The city says the water is safe to bathe and wash your hands with.
Lewiston just declared a disaster emergency. If approved by the state, this could give access to assistance and resources that the city can use. Our Vanessa Perez in Lewiston and shows us how people are dealing with the issue.
A reservoir sits at the top of this neighborhood. Wednesday morning, there was a failure to the city's water system, which led to some flooding. And you can see behind me, this person's property and home was damaged because of that flooding. What sounded like a big storm outside turned out to be something out of the ordinary.
It was deafening. That was the scariest part, is he just waking up to hearing that sound and not knowing where it was coming from.
Water came flooding down this stream behind the Royce family's home. Their entire backyard filled with several feet of muddy water. It flooded their home's basement.
Like rolling water come pouring in, like a scene from a Titanic or something, the way it just kept on flooding up.
Luckily, no one was down there at the time and everyone is safe. Royce is in shock about what happened.
About, an hour later, I sat at the top of the stairs and cried because, our children's baby boxes and their memories are down there, and our wedding pictures, and we have a bin of pictures that are, I don't know where they're at.
The city says gushing water from its reservoir could be the cause of the flooding. 3 Lewiston elementary schools were closed because of the city's boiling water notice. Businesses like the Wayback Cafe are switching up the way it operates.
Oh, it's definitely a pain.
The cafe is boiling water and using soda and water bottles to stay open. Jean says she found out about the notice on social media. The health department also contacted her.
With that, I had them start boiling our water pre-brewing our coffee because, first things first, we have is coffee drinkers here in the morning. And then we started putting it into percolating pots after we'd already boiled the water.
The city of Lewiston is unsure when exactly the notice will be lifted, while businesses make changes and homeowners deal with flood damage. Reporting in Lewiston, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
A water filling station is set up at the community center on Main Street near Lincoln Street. It's open to people looking for drinking water. That closes down at 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to reopen from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. People with property damage because of this can call a number to report it. There's the number. It's on your screen, 208-984-7096. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Nothing adds more elegance or transforms a room better than the luxurious look of engineered hardwood or laminate flooring from the experts at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
If you're remodeling or redecorating, come check out our selection of moisture-resistant laminates with great discounts on all moldings, so you can give your home, office, or cabin a new look in the new year.
Windsor Plywood.
With 2 locations in Spokane.
Coeur d'Alene Casino is giving you 3 ways to win one of 42 cruises this January. Play to earn entries starting January 1st. Then, come in for the $75,000 Cruisin' in 23 giveaway to be one of 30 winners of a cruise for 2 and $500 cash on January 28th. Next, we'll announce 10 winners of the Cruise to Alaska Point Battle on January 29th. Plus, join the Extra Bingo game for a chance to win a $2,000 certificate towards a dream cruise, only at Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Just like your car needs regular maintenance and oil changes, so does your home's heating and cooling systems. Bill's Heating and Air has assembled a large group of highly skilled service technicians just for this. Servicing the greater Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area will maintain your equipment to ensure performance and efficiency. Not to mention, increase the life of your system. With the number of technicians available, we can meet your emergency outages within 24 hours. Bill's Heating and Air, the home of the $59 service call. Call now and schedule your maintenance or service needs.
If you've been looking for a new vehicle in the current market, you may be hearing things like extra charges, added accessories, or second sticker.
Not at Coeur d'Alene Honda. We make it easy.
We'll keep you posted till your new Honda arrives, give you a fair value for your trade, and give you a lifetime warranty at no additional cost to you.
Well, that was easy. Come meet the team and purchase your next vehicle at Coeur d'Alene Honda.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Call today for our available inventory and check out our website at cdahonda.com.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there is.
Bring your friends.
Good morning, America. GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Playing Spokane Arena and Beasley Coliseum January 23rd and 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com/EastWA.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
You know, God is really our side today, you know, and we thank God for this.
Words from a grateful father in Ohio after learning his 1-year-old daughter was safe after being taken from his home. It happened when his wife put their daughter in their car while it was running. She then went back inside their home to grab her 4-year-old. The garbage security camera caught a person getting out of a vehicle, running up his driveway and into his garage. Second later, they back up and drive away with the 1-year-old girl in the back seat. Another camera shows the child's mother running after them. Both the car and the child were found about 20 minutes later, but the suspect was nowhere to be found. New at 6 o'clock, parents in Newport News, Virginia are demanding change after a first-grade teacher was shot by a student.
Many parents outraged, saying more needs to be done to keep their kids safe. WTKR's Leandra Head has more.
Parents saying they not only want to see metal detectors, but more security officers in schools to make sure another school shooting does not happen.
I don't want to have a family dinner where I talk about where my kids will hide in their school. I would rather be discussing archery practice.
Some parents sharing their personal experiences with the Newport News School Board.
I send my kids to school and find myself praying to God that they will return home safely. My 7-year-old daughter says that she sits with her head down and cries because she wonders if she will be able to hug her mommy again.
After the Rich Neck school shooting, the school district announced it will be putting metal detectors in all Newport News public schools.
Instead of getting metal detectors, why don't we hire more school safety officers?
Yes.
I recommend increasing the number of school security officers in the elementary schools to 2.
One parent even saying to the school board that the 6-year-old should not be allowed back in school.
We need to ensure that this student never returns to Newport News public schools.
Some parents calling on a change in school leadership as this comes as the 3rd school shooting in Newport News in the last year and a half.
But to this board, enough is enough. What will it take? I pray it is not a 4th shooting, because that blood will be on your hands.
I think we need to remove all members of Newport News Public School executive leadership.
Rich Neck Elementary School remains closed until further notice.
Police believe neglected and abandoned dogs found across Bonner County belong to the same person. What you can do to help those dogs coming up on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The boats are back. It's a live, in-person show. 4 big days, January 26th to the 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. From big to small, you'll see it all. Go to SpokaneBoatShow.com.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region, not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sports book. So you tell us. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Don't miss our $50,000 Cool Cash Hot Seats giveaway, January 12th and 26th.
Not so fast, Omicron. New updated COVID boosters are now available to ages 6 months and older. So maximize your protection against Omicron and help reduce the spread. Book your updated booster with your pharmacy or healthcare provider.
Hey folks, Jay Nooner here. Northwest Motorsport is celebrating 14 years of trucks, and more trucks. We also have new inventory every day. Come check out what's new at nwmsrocks.com/anniversary.
The boats are back. It's a live, in-person show. 4 big days, January 26th to the 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. From big to small, you'll see it all. Go to SpokaneBoatShow.com.
Hiking dangers. Next, Inside Edition, people who put everything on the line to go hiking.
If you're unprepared, you're going to get caught out in a horrendous situation in the mountain.
These hikers found themselves stranded.
I hope this isn't our final video.
Then, what we've learned about the Chrisleys' first night behind bars. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
These husky mixes are among nearly 24 dogs found in Idaho, neglected and then abandoned by their owner. Many are in very poor health. The Bonner County Sheriff's Office is investigating how it happened.
Well, now area shelters are taking in these dogs and working to get them healthy. Tonight at 6 o'clock or 6:30, Bronte Sorotsky explains what you can do to help these neglected dogs.
Some of these dogs are so malnourished that you can see their ribs. They're part of a group of dogs from Bonner County that have been neglected and then dumped. And there's more that are still out there.
But we're doing everything that we can to ensure that they're receiving the proper assessment and care that they need.
Better Together Animal Alliance in Pend Oreille is the lead shelter when it comes to helping these dogs in Bonner County. They're working to help these severely malnourished dogs get healthy again.
Of course, ensuring they're fed, watered, able to go outside.
These dogs are part of an investigation from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, but they're being found in Kootenai County as well.
Another one in that was running loose in Spirit Lake, and then another one they found in Spirit Lake, and the lady had bathed the third one, and you can see that he had some kind of hair loss on the back.
The Kootenai Humane Society is also taking in these dogs, and shelter volunteers say they could use the community's help to find even more.
Well, the biggest thing is just to keep your eyes open for them.
If anyone wants to help, you can drop off dog food to the Better Together Animal Alliance and even sign up to foster one of these dogs once they're a bit healthier. Or you can make a donation to the Kootenai Humane Society, which will help with things like food and veterinary care.
But any financial support that people want to help with us to take care of them, because until we put some weight on them, you can see from the pictures that they're very emaciated. And so they need, and you can't feed them a lot you feed them little bits at a time.
Oh, thank you. And there's good news. These dogs are still very adoptable. They just need time to get better nourished before they can be moved to a loving home. Reporting in Kootenai County, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
After all that howling, I think my dog is probably watching the TV, guys. I don't know about you. Look now over Spokane. We are starting to see some rain begin to work its way in, and not just the little sprinkles we saw earlier today, but some heavier rain. Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Matt Gray, filling in for Chris this evening. Look at Airway Heights. Look at the West Plains, Medical Lake down to Cheney. Some heavier rain beginning to work its way into the region, along with places like Deer Park, which have been seeing rain for the past hour and a half or so. So our radar gradually going to fill in across places like Spokane Valley, and Liberty Lake as we head through the next hour or so. It'll take a little bit longer to get things going around Coeur d'Alene, but once it does, we expect it to be a fairly wet few hours. It'll start off as rain. It will not end as rain, however. Taking a broader look, you can see a lot of the mountain areas in North Idaho already starting to see a little bit of snow. Places like Republic, high up in the mountains in northeast Washington, also seeing a little bit of snow, and we're right on that rain-snow line in places like Colville as we get our evening started. So as we go through the evening, we'll start as rain. As we continue to cool, we'll flip to that rain-snow mix, and as we get closer and closer to midnight, we'll begin to flip over to pretty much all snow with some light accumulations in the forecast. And that means that we have a chance for things to get a little bit slippery in the morning. We'll take a look at that and give you a little preview of the weekend, plus Wildlife Wednesday coming up.
Thank you, Matt. Well, it looks like Washington is one of the worst states to drive in. That's according to a new study by Wallet Hub. Coming in 49th place, with only Hawaii coming in last place. Washington ranked 47th in cost of ownership, 39th in traffic and infrastructure, 20th in safety, and 16th in access to vehicles and maintenance. Idaho just missed the top 5, taking the number 6 spot of one of the best states to go for a drive.
We have a consumer alert for people who own a Bissell vacuum. Bissell has recalled 61,000 of its cordless multi-surface wet-dry vacuum cleaners because of a fire hazard. 5 reports of the battery catching fire caused minor property damage and 1 burn injury. The model numbers included in the recall can be found on Bissell's website. If you have that type of vacuum, stop using it. Contact the company for a free in-home repair.
Microsoft is laying off 10,000 workers. The company says it's cutting costs in response to looming recession fears and changing customer priorities. In a memo to employees, Microsoft said the job cuts represent less than 5% of the company's total workforce, and that the layoffs will be complete by the end of March. Microsoft is just the latest tech company to reduce its workforce. The nation is on the brink of a political and financial shutdown as the U.S. nears its debt ceiling deadline tomorrow. The U.S. could go into default with its creditors, halting some federal benefits like Social Security payments and Medicare coverage.
ABC's M. Wynn explains what could happen if lawmakers don't agree to increase the debt ceiling.
We're just 1 day away from when the Treasury Department says the U.S. will hit its credit limit, beginning the process for the nation to potentially default on its bills. But neither President Biden nor House Republicans appear to be budging. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warning her agency will have to resort to, quote, extraordinary measures to prevent the U.S. defaulting on the nation's more than $31 trillion in debt, meaning the government may not be able to make payments to millions of Americans for benefits like Social Security, Medicare, and military salaries. Economists saying it could also lead to delayed tax refunds and millions of jobs lost as fears of a recession are already looming. The issue triggering a game of political chicken between the White House and Republicans in Congress. Newly elected Speaker Kevin McCarthy demanding spending cuts in return for raising the debt limit.
The path that the Democrats are going, they're going to go bankrupt.
Raising the limit does not mean more spending, but rather just allows the government to pay back its existing debts. Yellen saying not doing so would cause irreparable harm to the U.S. economy. The White House pointing to how the debt ceiling was raised under former President Trump when Republicans controlled Congress, but also 3 times when Democrats took over the majority.
It is essential for Congress to recognize that dealing with the debt ceiling is their constitutional responsibility.
The Treasury Department buying Congress some time to reach a deal, with those extraordinary measures set to keep the government from hitting the debt limit until at least June.
We shouldn't be playing chicken with the American economy. This is not a game. This is people's lives.
When Congress faced a showdown over the debt limit in 2011, the U.S. credit rating was downgraded for the first time ever, and the stock market tumbled. The threat of a default could make investors on Wall Street nervous again. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Washington State released its football schedule for next season. The big games you are going to want to circle on your calendar coming up in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Chewelah Casino continues to be the place that treats you right in 2023. Earn entries now by playing your favorite games to win a share of $8,600 cash and a big screen smart TV. Prize drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, January 28th. Sports betting, table games, food, and jackpots. Chewelah Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, north of Spokane on Highway 395.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
This new year, Walker's Furniture and Drew Timmy are teaming up with the help of KXLY to give some person or family in need the gift of a better night's sleep.
My favorite color is purple.
Just go to KXLY.com and nominate the person or family who could use a new mattress. And on January 25th, we'll announce the winner.
Thank you, KXLY, for helping Walker's Furniture and myself spread the word for this great cause. Together, we can make a difference.
Get ready for the Harlem Globetrotters 2023 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. All new, non-stop action, amazing basketball skills, and more. Playing Spokane Arena and Beasley Coliseum January 23rd and 30th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com/EastWA.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't do enough for yourself or your mouth. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof right nearby, so we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life, affordably. New patients without insurance can get a free complete exam and x-rays and 20% off treatment plans. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
It's February here at Mainstream, and that means you can stay warm with our February Furnace Special, where you can fall in love with a free furnace when you purchase a new air conditioning unit. Let us provide your family with comfort and happiness this February. Call or visit Mainstream to find out more.
Well, the Kansas City Zoo had a gender reveal party for one of the newborns. The zoo welcomed a baby rhinoceros to its family back in December. The calf's father was given a ball to open that would reveal the baby's gender. All right, Dad, come on, this is your moment.
It just did it, though. He poked a hole in it.
Oh, I guess that was it.
Yeah.
That's how most gender reveals go. It's a girl.
Like, wait, what was it? What was it?
I guess there was a little pink confetti that came out.
I didn't
even notice
something.
it.
Go big.
Yeah.
That's too small.
Well, this is really fun for this rhinoceros. I'm sure he had a great day. These are eastern black rhinos that are a critically endangered species. So the zoo says only about 740 of them are left in the wild, and now we have one more to be proud
There it is. There it is. There it is.
How
See?
was I supposed to see that?
There's like 2 pieces of confetti. Like, oh, there
Okay.
it's briefly.
Just a tiny bit. I seriously did a gender reveal for a friend, and that is how anticlimactic it was. So bad.
Yay!
Feel bad for her.
I
It's a
think
girl.
we've seen enough gender reveal fails on social media that maybe going small is the best idea.
Agreed.
Just saying.
Agreed.
Now, from rhinos to more local critters, that's what we call a segue. It's time for Wildlife Wednesday, and we start off with Larry Crumpleman in the Spokane area on the West Plains. Caught this kestrel, as you could see by this fence post. It's really tiny. In fact, it is the smallest falcon. So thank you, Larry, for giving us that beautiful picture of this kestrel. Now, let's head to another Crumpleman, Kazue. Thank you for sending this to us. And this is a dark-eared junco, very common bird, but a beautiful shot. So thank you, Kazue, for bringing this beautiful picture to us for Wildlife Wednesday. Now, let's go a little bit bigger. Let's talk about moose. We always have to have a moose picture in for Wildlife Wednesday. And so that is thanks to Mark in Priest River for earlier this week. See, they still got some snow on the ground on parts of the inland northwest, but probably a little bit less than it was a few days ago when this picture was taken. But we're going to be adding to it tonight. And we'll finally end with Norjen and Cooley Dam. Look at these 2 girls taking a look, being like, hey, what are you looking at us for? Right? She also said she got 0.35 inches in Cooley Dam as far as rain goes today. So, hey, it's quite a bit of rain. Speaking of rain, there's another segue for you, if my clicker will work. Hold on. There we go. We got the rain coming into Spokane right now. So this is going to be the wettest period here over the next, say, 3-4 hours as we see the wet weather begin to fill in across the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro. There is a pretty noticeable back end to this, and so things are actually going to be drying out tonight around central Washington. But with all the moisture today, like we saw around the Grand Coulee, we'll end up with some foggy conditions as we get into the morning. Well, fast forward here. Here's what we expect. That edge starting to pull away as the rain turns to snow early in the morning. And we will see those better chances for accumulations in places like Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, Coeur d'Alene, down through central Idaho. And even by the start of the morning commute, places like the Silver Valley, around Lake Pend Oreille, we could still be seeing a few snow showers, which is just something to keep in mind because it's been so warm. Our roads have been really, really good for the past couple of weeks. Things could get a little slippery in places in the morning, especially around our highways in North Idaho. So just to start off the day, take it a little bit slower, and you might need the ice scraper as well. Anywhere between 1 and 2 inches across North Idaho, a dusting to about an inch across most of eastern Washington. As you can see, central Washington not going to get much, if anything, as that moisture moves on. Our low temperatures tonight, perfect snow type temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. As we go through the day, we'll start with fog, but likely end with some fog development as well. But in the middle of the day, little chance for the sun to come out. I think the further west you are watching us, the better chance of sun you're going to see. Not going to be nearly as warm as the past few days. Mid 30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, upper 30s in central Washington, 40s in the LC Valley. We'll fast forward here and going to be fairly quiet in our weather, just some mountain flurries as we head through the back end of the week. By the weekend, though, here comes another system. Once again, not expecting a whole lot out of this. Some light snow, dusting to an inch is what we're thinking right now, with some heavier amounts, of course, up on the Idaho passes, and then cloudy conditions for the back half of the weekend. Temperature is going to be right around average, which has been highs in the low 30s, lows in the 20s. So it's going to feel a little bit chillier than what it's been recently, but this is how it's supposed to feel this time of the year.
Matt, thank you. A disturbing set of Google searches, blood-stained items, and surveillance video showing a purchase of cleaning supplies. That's just some of the evidence Massachusetts prosecutors laid out today against Brian Walsh.
Now formally accused of killing his wife and disposing of her body. Gloria Pazmino has all the courtroom details in this report.
Brian Walsh, the 47-year-old husband of Anna Walsh, officially charged with the murder of his wife. It's been more than 2 weeks since the 39-year-old mother of 3 went missing.
Rather than divorce, it is believed that Brian Walsh dismembered
Anna Walsh and discarded her body.
Brian Walsh stood in the courtroom mostly silent as Massachusetts prosecutors unveiled chilling evidence against him, including disturbing Google searches he allegedly made on his son's iPad.
On January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body from decomposing. At 5:20 a.m., he searched how to embalm a body. At 5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
Investigators discovered evidence across different locations.
A COVID-19 vaccine card in the name of Anna Walsh, a hacksaw, a hatchet, and some cutting shears.
Prosecutors say state lab tests show Anna and Brian's DNA were found on some of the items. Walsh pleaded not guilty and is being held without bail. His defense attorney releasing a statement that says in part, it is easy to charge a crime and even easier to say a person committed that crime. It is a much more difficult thing to prove it. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It only happens once a year, the 35th annual In the Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 19th through 22nd, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
Dear all-wheel drive, let's show the road what we've got. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, meh. Safety's the name of our game. Yours, Toyota all-wheel drive sedans.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's #1 source for quality hot tubs and swim spas, has truckloads arriving from the top American-made spa manufacturers just in time for spring. Now is the time to reserve your new hot tub or swim spa. Get to Country Homes Power today.
92.9 CCU.
Cal, you'll never know what you'll find. Classic cars, tricked-out high-performance trucks, sporty low-mileage SUVs, and reliable fun rides.
We always have cool rides at SoFast.
Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Toyota, Mercedes, BMW.
If you need a certain style of vehicle, we will find it for you. Plus, every rig comes with a 1-month, 1,000-mile warranty.
And $50 down is all you need.
The inventory changes quickly because we price them right.
It only happens once a year, the 35th annual In the Northwest RV Show. This weekend at the fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible prices. The Big RV Show, January 19th through 22nd, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Well, it's time to mark your calendars. The 2023 college football schedule is here. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Washington State football released its full schedule of games for next season, and there will be some big-time matchups this fall for the Cougars. Washington State opens the season on September 2nd on the road against Colorado State. That will be followed by the home opener against Wisconsin on September 9th. Wisconsin will be the first Power 5 program to play a non-conference game in Pullman in 25 years. Similar to last season, the Apple Cup against Washington will be held on the Saturday following Thanksgiving. That matchup will be in Seattle. Now, here's the full schedule. Washington State has a total of 6 home games. Those are labeled in crimson. The Cougars open up Pac-12 play on September 23rd at home against Oregon State.
One thing to keep in mind, Washington State gets a bye week early in the season. That means the Cougars will play 8 games in 8 weeks to end the season, and along that stretch are road matchups against UCLA and Oregon. Pretty tough. And finally, Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes will travel to Pullman for senior night in November. Gonzaga basketball has made it look easy, especially over the weekend against Portland. It was the Bulldogs' most lopsided win in conference play so far. And the Bulldogs needed it, especially since they'll be going up against this big guy right here, Loyola Marymount's Kelly LePepe. LePepe and the Bulldogs will go head-to-head, but the Bulldogs will be well-rested heading into the matchup on Thursday night. Now, no player on the Gonzaga team played more than 30 minutes in Saturday's game, and this comes after 3 straight games in which most of Gonzaga's starters played heavy minutes. Gonzaga head coach Mark Few says rest is important, especially before facing a team like LMU.
They play super, super hard. They're super physical. LePepe is back for another year, man. I mean, it's just, and he's just so big and strong and athletic, and he's like Robertson. He's just a good basketball player, you know. Tough matchup. They've really had some nice wins this year. Yeah, they've been a tough out pretty much for everybody.
And you heard Few there compare LePepe to Portland's star player Tyler Robertson. Gonzaga held Robertson to just 9 points on Saturday, so the Bulldogs will try to do the same against LePepe, and tip-off between Gonzaga and LMU is set for 6 o'clock tomorrow night at McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga women's basketball has a pair of student athletes getting some national recognition. Forwards Yvonne Ejim and Brenna Maxwell were named to the midseason watch list for the Becky Hammon Award. The Becky Hammon Award is given to the best mid-major conference player in the nation. Ejim leads the Bulldogs in scoring. Maxwell is the best free throw and three-point shooter in the nation. And Gonzaga will take on Pacific on the road at 11 a.m. tomorrow. That will wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Are you looking for an endless supply of hot water to your house? Are you looking for a more efficient and cost-saving hot water source? Then call Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning today for a new tankless or tank system. Now offering next-day installations and factory direct savings for our customers. Oh, and did I mention? Avista customers are also eligible for a high-efficiency rebate. Call Bill's Heating and Air today for your free quote.
When we designed the all-new Honda Pilot Trail Sport, we made it adventure ready. With features like off-road tuned suspension, an enhanced all-wheel drive system, all-terrain tires, and Trail Watch. So you can blaze new trails. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever.
January is Plinko Money Drop Month, and we're giving more people a chance to win more money. You can qualify all month long to win. We're making it rain cold, hard cash, baby. We'll also have lunch and dinner specials, spa specials, and room rate specials. Midweek rooms at the Kootenai Falls Lodge are $79. Weekends are $99. The only way to win at Plinko Money Drop is to play Plinko Money Drop. So call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
The Conners is the show to watch.
Nice!
It's as vital as ever with a first-rate comedy ensemble.
You're not going to touch me, though,
No,
right?
you big baby. I'm not going to touch you.
Hey, guys.
The Conners, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You may be eligible for a new tax refund called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Those who qualify could get up to $1,200 back. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Boat Show.
Taking one last look here of what's going on around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Traffic into the mid-30s, and we've got something falling from the sky here in downtown Spokane. Look, it's going to be a real jumbled, messy mix as we head through the night. So stay dry out there.
Guess we can go outside and find out what it is.
That's where I'm going now.
Put our hands out.
Didn't bring my umbrella.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.